So the easiest way to Predator 420 your golf cart. For me, I found another video, some guys, but basically that's a piece of 3/16 steel. It was bigger, I cut it down. That's a spare piece. And I gutted the inside, and I was able to use the factory gas tank from the Yamaha golf cart, and I tied the pulse pump into the, I drilled and tapped a hole into the valve cover to get my suction for the pulse pump, and then fed that into the carburetor. But as far as motor mounting goes, you have, this comes with your Predator. It gives you your dimensions for your holes, and then for my steel plate, I bolted it to the frame. Some people weld it, but I drilled and bolted the corners to the frame. I used a piece of cardboard as a template inside the engine bay to mock up how I was going to cut the steel. And then once I had the steel in the engine bay, I set the motor on it, lined it up with the driven clutch, or lined the drive clutch up with the driven clutch, made sure my belt would be straight, and then I marked out my holes, which are right here, but you want to make sure you have them, you know, in line. So I marked those holes out, and then I slotted them this way, hole, and I cut it with a grinder, basically, or a cutting wheel. So I slotted my holes here and here and here. So now I can shift the cart or the motor forward and backwards to put tension on the belt, loosen it, or tighten it, whatever I need to do. I was able to get away with using, you can't see it in there, I was able to get away with using the factory airbox and muffler. Some people have to, they don't have this space to fit those in there when you strip the motor down. But and then to find your new belt size, you want to take your factory belt and you want to cut it, and then measure the difference between the factory belt and how much more space you need. So I needed to add 9 inches to my factory belt, and I was able to find one online. Everybody's going to be different, so there you can see the factory filter, muffler, it all fits under there, and it can go right under the seat. Some people can't fit it, but I was able to fit it. And another thing was, I ordered the Comet Clutch from Go Power Sports. I tried to use a shaft adapter because it's the Yamaha had a tapered shaft, but what happens is it puts the clutch way out here. So I either had to shift my motor over or cut my shaft down to get it in tight. I didn't want to cut the shaft on a brand new motor, so I went ahead and spent like $150 on the Comet Clutch from Go Power Sports. I recommend that. It's a good clutch. So, and my nasty splice job, I went ahead and moved the ignition to right there. But all in all, super simple build. Just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of elbow grease. If you are like the least bit mechanically inclined, you can accomplish this. So highly recommend it.